the whole year.
Wow.
You know what's so funny is like as a man, when I broach this subject with the women in my life and they tell me they're worried about bulking up, so I'm like, you understand, like I've been training for like 20 years.
You're like trying to get bulky and you're like, it's hard.
It is funny. I'm like,
Yeah.
they come out and they're like, well, if I do this for like even a few months, I'm just going to get so big and bulky. I'm like, it is so hard to put on muscle. It just doesn't happen that way.
It's so hard. And I think that so what happens sometimes is women will build muscle, but they won't be losing the fat on top of the muscle. So they'll feel overall bigger because they're gaining overall mass, even though their body composition has improved. Their ratio of lean mass to fat mass has improved, but they feel like they're overall bigger. So that's where diet comes in. And because a lot of people lean on exercise, I think way too much to like lose fat and lose weight, and they're not being considerate of how they're eating. And so they're gaining fat because they're in a calorie surplus, and they're also building muscle. So they feel bigger overall. So I think it's kind of two separate conversations that you need to have with yourself is like, how am I eating? And then also, how am I training to build muscle?
I also think women in particular, I mean, not to be sexist here, but they're afraid of the scale. And when you start adding more muscle and then the scale goes up because the muscle weighs more than the fat, you think, oh, I'm gaining weight, which in my opinion is not a bad thing if you're building lean muscle mass. It's just going to weigh more, but they see that scale and they go, oh, this like, something's going wrong. The scale is going up, not down.
I weigh more now than I ever have, but my body composition is the best that it's ever. And I truly don't weigh myself very often at all. So I don't really know what I weigh, but I know that I have more lean mass than I ever have.